or Barrio revealed your real names to each other. I don't want to read it like that. Ego, excuses, and exaggerated. The three best words to describe Joao, my Buddha. Solid guy, my guy, dude. And ignore the background. I didn't have any of his gameplay, because that's all this is critiquing. This is me stomping this poor child in Widow 1v1s. So, yeah. But like I said, the 3 E's of John, I like it. Let's address the elephant in the room. Ooh, that's a 4th one right there, big dog. The ego. Poor child. Ego's hard to combat, but it can be done with practice. But John's ego's really gotten in the way with a bunch of things. A lot of things. Some friendships, some games, some bit of everything. But John's ego is his biggest flaw. That's why it's the first E. And I'm sorry, I'm watching the gameplay and I'm getting too distracted by it. I'm gonna actually have to not look. But the ego, it's been around since I've known John, since I met him season 8, dude. And I didn't like him for it, honestly, to begin with, because I played with my buddy Trent, and the ego was there, and I was like, I'm not playing with him if you're playing with him. So okay, because he was the DPS main too. That's one thing. He at least changed that. But yeah, the ego. He's so self-centered, and he's aware of it. He just doesn't care, or he says he tries to change. But his egos never went away. It maybe did a little bit for one time, but it just came back because you can't. I mean, I'm not asking him to change that much. It's just there's ways to tone it down, and he needs to, because we played a map of Busan, and he called out this Hanzo, and this Hanzo threw the game because of John and what he said. And I was like, John, you realize we literally lost that game because of what you said. He's like, it's not my fault, dude. And then he actually got off after that. Actually, I think we kicked him. But his ego got in the way and literally threw the game.
Dang it, dude. That's sad.
And as the ego goes for friendships, him and our good friend Leo, the Hammond main of the group, have gotten into numerous fights. They don't like each other. That was going to be the 3rd E based on, that's how it was going to go, is ego, excuses, and electrics. But I don't call him electrics, I call him Leo, like a normal person would. But, yeah. Ego, that's gotten in the way of his friendships. Because most of the time he does not like admitting he's wrong about something. And he goes to back it up with, you won't guess it, excuses. Point number 2, and we're only 3 minutes into this. Almost 4. That was supposed to be the big point. I'll probably touch on it every now and then. It's a bit hard to think about this stuff. I wish I had notes. Okay, back to excuses now. Okay. Easy. Excuses. Yeah, I mean, a lot of his excuses come from these Widow 1v1s, but he uses them in game quite a bit because he has 3. I mean, sometimes they're jokes, but sometimes they're not. The 3 he uses a lot for the Widow 1v1s is his TB, his chair, and his sensitivity. And that's why he's not doing good. Which, those are just joke reasons for a 1v1. I don't really care much. We tease him about it whenever we play. But then you get into an actual game, and like I said, goes along with the ego part, is he does not, he makes excuses why things went wrong. And he can't really accept the blame. Like, if he install DPS, and we have 3 DPS, and we need another tank/healer, and he doesn't switch, he's like, oh, the other 2 DPS aren't doing anything. Whenever he has the ability to swap.
Perfect.
And it's one thing that I'm glad I really picked up on was I flex. I have a main, or I have an account for that's maining DPS. Really trying to. I have a Widow only account too that I'm leveling up, and a Lucio only account level up. Which I make accounts for these, and you know they're fine. They're low level. I'm not really messing anybody's in because I'm good enough to carry at the lower ranks with these heroes. But enough about me, lol. But everything, excuses. Just every time. You hear him talking in the background of this, that's pretty funny, dude. This is a bunch of talking, dude. My throat, I wish I had a bottle of water here.
Oh my gosh, I'm having to go back and forth between games.
But, I say butt a lot too. Button like, teehee. The,
I'm just gonna.
honestly, dude, I lost my train of thought.
He'll get bored eventually.
The excuses are just consistent, and just they're annoying because he really doesn't accept what is said to him. But it's literally starting to get a little better, but he still doesn't. The ego gets in the way of it, and it leads to him just flat out lying about some things. Like he tells me stories about things and why he didn't win or whatever. And I don't know if it's 100% true because I've listened to telling he's like, oh, we literally had 3 DPS, dude. I had all golds as Ana. He had 4 golds as Ana, which I don't know how on Hanamura. He literally just told me that story, and I don't know how you have 4 golds on Hanamura. And for one, if you have 4 golds, that means you at least have elims. You've killed people while they were on the point, and you were on the point the longest. One of those things shouldn't happen as Ana, and if it is, you need to fix your playstyle. Or be ML7, one of the two.
No, I didn't say it'd be backwards with Hanzo. You'd be doing the same.
But so I doubted that, and because he told me the story about his Zarya was flaming him and said he threw because he didn't go Reinhardt because they wouldn't have a healer.
But you don't.
But that's how that story goes. And now, oh, we're 7 minutes in. That one took 3 minutes to talk about, dude. My throat's so dry. The excuses.
32
Which
is
there's
so
not
bad.
much you can do about it. Like I said, it's just part of his ego, and his ego's his character.
With a 22.
But it's annoying. And yeah, point number 3. Exaggerated. Goes along with the excuses thing, because all these things line up. It's like a trifecta of trifectas, okay? Actually, trifecta of trifecta, that's a lie. But over-exaggeration is a big thing of his, which goes along with the excuses. That's a reason why I don't enjoy whenever he tells me a story, because I don't know if I can believe it.
That's what you do.
Unless I was there to see it.
Every hero goes.
But as for now, those are the biggest 3 issues I see with John. And now I think I just want to critique his gameplay, because I don't have any. But I'm just gonna go by what I remember.
6-0, something like that.
Because we talked about this, his inability to decide something. He had a game where he wanted to go Lucio, but he really wanted to go Ana. But he felt like the defensive ult for Lucio was too good to be given up for him to be Ana. Because they had a Sombra and a Hanzo. And we lost this match, by the way.
No.
I played Kree and like Doomfist or whatever.
In between the legs, I want you to know I have a better
But
chance of killing you like
he
that.
wanted to stay Lucio
Do you want to do it? And I'll just
because
kill you,
he
you
felt the
won't kill me
defensive
between
ult. But he wanted to
the
play
legs.
Ana.
Me to be between the legs?
He felt we needed the Lucio, but we also had a Baptiste
Okay.
as the second healer as well. So he felt the need that Baptiste and Lucio were good enough heals, which if we're playing, I think we were playing bunker comp, but we were a bit spread out because I think we had the D.Va. D.Va, I think I was on Doomfist at that time, and we weren't really playing as a group, because that would have been fine, but I felt like we needed more single target healing. But he didn't mention Ana, he didn't mention anything, and he just he finally we just ended up losing.
There's no point in trying.
Just because of how the cookie crumbles. But with that, and then he told me like this actually happened yesterday. Did it, or is it today? No, it happened this morning. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. I don't know. But he was like, "Yeah, I wanted to go on and I was like, "You expect me to make these decisions for you, bit off, whenever I don't want to." Because he's literally asked, "What do I do? Who do I play?" Because he doesn't. This is whenever he's switching all over to the flex and not wanting to select DPS for a good while. Which that was a good change he did. But he relies on my decision making, and that's one thing that Leo does. Leo is at least better than him at, because I feel like John used to be better than Leo, and I feel like I'm better than both of them. Which that could just be my point, but I feel like I have the most logical reasoning and I have the most skill out of us three. Leo's getting up there. Honestly, Leo could probably overtake me if he just critiques a few more games on a few more things for game sense wise. But yeah, John he doesn't really make decisions for himself. And there was a game where he popped Coalescence. I think, was it Coalescence? Yeah, they were pushing top right room of Nepal. No, it's the big, not the shrine where the heaven swings around, but the other one. I think it's Village. I think Village is the one. But they were pushing up top, and he popped Coalescence to just deal damage, and I think he killed 3. And immediately after that, I forgot what ult got popped, but it was something that I feel like with Coalescence we could have survived. But since he wasted that ult and wasn't thinking about it, we lost that game because of that. And there's plenty of games where we lose because of one mistake, whether it be me, Leo, or him making it, or the random people that we have. But majority of the time, he's the one that makes a mistake because he cannot make a rational decision for himself. And that's just something that also takes time to work on, but he doesn't attempt to work on it. And I know it's a thing that's not completely easy to do, because I know I'm mid-masters now, and I started out season 4, dude. Good shot, Ethan. That was a good shot. I like it. I started out season 5. And I was low plat. Season 10, I hit about diamond, and I started climbing. And season 14, I hit 3505, and I've progressed. I think last season was 3540. And then this season is actually 3680 right now, and I find that pretty nice. So I've shown progression, but he's kind of got stuck because he just the decision making, dude, it's not there. Because he's climbed. I think the highest he's been was 3,700 something, which is good, and he's been higher than me. But he dropped. He hasn't got up that high. He was 3480 2 days ago, I think, or 3 days ago. He climbed up to 3583, and right now he's 3400. Because of his teammates, because me and Leo don't play with him, or at least aren't playing with him at the moment, because of how he goes about things. And I know it's a bit mean to do, but I feel like that's probably his biggest flaw, is the lack of decision making that he has. He gets that, dude, he'll be fine. Fix the ego. As long as he doesn't use so many excuses, dude, easy money. But other than that, dude, it's hard. He always argues, him and Leo. They try to get on one another's nerves. It gets annoying. And me being the voice of reason, I just stand there, and if it gets too complex, I just hop in and be like, "Hey, stop that. That's not nice." But other than that, it's a trip playing with them, dude. Honestly, is. I love them both. But, dude, the truth hurts. John's bad. And until he shows some form of improvement for things, dude, it ain't gonna get better.
Yeah, they.
I hate that it goes that way, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. But oh.
So what am I trying to think of?
Oh man, this is
Like
fun.
their engine.
Okay, well, it's getting close to the end, so I think I'm gonna call it here, John.
Yeah, it was a concept.
I hope you pick up something from this and at least try to work on it. And yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed talking. Adios. Bye.